denying certain things about mystic experience and the experience of God and the knowledge of God, etc. So let's look at this passage again and read slowly. So the first point to note is the immediacy of this experience. In this respect, does not differ from the respect of immediacy from other levels of human experience which supply data for knowledge. All experience is immediate human experience, he means, in this sense that it provides us data or basic information which then needs interpretation. So then that experience is transformed into some sort of mediated knowledge, I guess. I think that's the first point he's trying to say. So first, similarity between other human experiences and mystic experiences, that both provide data. Here data is of the objects in the world, here the data is of a specific object, that is God, according to Allama Iqbal. And that data need to be conceptualized or interpreted in order to become knowledge about the objects around the world. In similar fashion, but maybe at different level, this data needs interpretation as well and conceptualized to become knowledge of God. That's what he's saying, I think. So in the daily life, we are the interpreters. So in daily life, we interpret the data through sense experience. The mystic does the same, but with the data of mystic experience. So the difference is they are talking about different objects. But I think the negative point which he trying to emphasize here is God is not a concept. God is not a principle. God is not a law of some sort. God is an object in the sense that it is something which exists in the same way as I and you and the daily objects in the world exist. So God is, that's why the editor came up with Muhyiddin Arabi's. So God is not like a world, God is like a percept. The object of our perception. But that's just an analogy, I think, to emphasize the point what God is not. So that's the negative point in there. And the positive point is that, like any other experience, it needs interpretation in order to become a knowledge. Maybe we use different types of concept in both types of experience, but that doesn't mean that they are qualitatively different in the fact that we need interpretation of the basic data or the basic data. Okay. And that's what he says here. All experience is immediate. The regions of normal experience, he means that our day-to-day experience subject to interpretation of sense data for our knowledge of the external world. So the region of the mystic experience is subject to interpretation for our knowledge of God. Okay. The immediacy of mystic experience simply means that we know God just as we know other objects. So that's an analogy in the sense that what he means to say here is God is not a concept. God is not a mathematical entity or a system of concepts mutually related to one another and having no reference to experience. So